Hi guys, it's Jack from JRP Custom Painted Furniture. Welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new, please subscribe. This is our new project for this week. It is an 8-drawer pine dresser. It's in really bad condition. It's got heaps of marks on the top, heaps of scratches, it's got water stains, it's got pretty much everything, including paint. So we're going to get right into this straight away. First up, we're going to remove the handles. Now these handles were actually on by dowels, so they were glued on and they had a dowel in the middle, so the only way I was getting them off was using my hammer. Once we had them off, it was time to give it a good clean. I use a pre-paint wash, it's a degreaser, and it just removes all the oils from the wood and all the dirt. I like to use a microfiber cloth when cleaning because when you're done, all you need to do is just chuck them in the wash and they're clean for next time. Now it's time to remove all these drawers. We're going to start by giving this unit a really good sand. Now I'm using my orbital sander with 100 grit sandpaper just to try and get some of the marks down, some of the paint off and reduce the scratching on the top. Let's speed this up a bit. It's actually coming off really well, which is good. So we'll continue on and then we'll do the whole unit with a good scuff sand just to make sure it's nice and clean and ready for priming. Because we've used 180 grit on our orbital sander, the fibres in the wood are standing up. So we want to make them go down and make the unit nice and smooth. So I'm going over it with a sponge sanding pad. It's 180 grit and then I'll do a 240 grit as well just to smooth it out. I've actually put the 240 grit on my orbital sander to make the job go a little bit quicker. This is giving it a beautiful, beautiful, soft, smooth finish. Now that we've finished sanding, we want to fill up our hardware holes. Now I'm using Builder's Bog. This is the same as Bondo for everyone overseas. We just don't have Bondo in Australia. So it's a hardener and it has a little tube that comes with it that you mix all up together and it gets hard as you go. It usually takes about 5 to 6 minutes to get hard, so you need to move quite quickly in order to get the holes filled and only use what you need because you can always mix up more. The holes are all filled now, so it's usually around about 5 to 6 minutes until this bog is nice and dry. So now we're going in with our orbital sander again, 100 grit sandpaper to sand back all our drawers and make sure that these hardware holes are nice and covered. Now sometimes when you're using Bondall or Builder's Bog, it has little air pockets. So I'm just going over it with Timbermate Woodfiller just to fill these little pockets and make sure that these hardware holes are completely invisible. I don't want to see any of them when I start painting. Now when I was cleaning the unit, I didn't actually notice that one of the corner of the drawers was missing. So we're going to fix that problem. I've just got some popsicle sticks here and I'm just using my masking tape to stick them down to make a sharp corner. Then once I'm done, I'll fill this sharp corner with the Builder's Bog, let it harden and take them off, and then I should be left with a nice clean corner to work with. Whilst that corner is drying, I've just gone to the top of the unit. As I mentioned at the start, this has a lot of scratches on it and a lot of marks and dints. So I'm just going through with my Timbermate, making sure that all of these are covered up. There's a lot of spots. I was initially hoping to have the top of this unit raw, but there's just too many repairs that need to be done to this. So we're gonna have to paint this unit one whole solid color. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that I absolutely hate masking up drawers. But today I thought with 8 drawers, I'm just going to do it. I've got this masking tape with the plastic attached. I actually purchased this off Temu of all places. It was really cheap and I thought, you know what, give it a go, because when you go to Bunnings or any of the hardware stores, getting the masking tape with the plastic or the paper attached, it's quite expensive. And it's not a huge roll. So for the sake of a couple of dollars, I thought I'll order a couple in off Temu and see how they are. And they are fantastic. I actually will be ordering more. It is a great alternative and they're 55 centimeters long, which means they cover the entire drawer. Now that the corner is dry, I'm just removing the popsicle sticks to make sure that I have a nice sharp corner to work with before I start sanding. Not bad. Now that the drawers are all sanded back, I'm starting to prime. I've got my Wagner spray gun and I've got inside there the water-based Zinsser primer. While I'm painting away, I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's subscribed to my channel. If you haven't, please click that subscribe button, and if you have any questions or comments, please ask. I'm more than happy to help where I can, and I will do my best to answer every single question that comes through. So once again, please subscribe, guys. Every little bit helps. Now, I just had to sand down the top of this unit again because I'd used my Timbermate Woodfiller and filled up all the holes and dents and scratches on it. I just needed to give the unit one more quick scuff sand to make sure that everything was smooth before I start my priming. And now we are on to my favourite part of flipping furniture, the painting. I'm obviously using my Wagner spray gun. If you have any doubt whatsoever in purchasing a spray gun, I highly recommend it. They are so efficient and effective, and they are so much fun to use. So this is a Wagner, and I love mine, and I would highly recommend it to anyone looking at getting into furniture flipping or any painting project for that matter. Now, I debated what colour I was going to actually paint this unit, but I am happy to say I've gone with my Old Faithful, which is sage green. This is a mixture of a number of greens that I had in my collection and greys that I've put together, and I've created this sage green. Now, this is the second unit I've used this particular colour on. I used it on a previous unit and fell in love with it, and it sold straight away. So this is what I have left of it, and I absolutely love it. I'm gonna have to figure out a way of making it again because I do love creating custom colours. Here we are going in with a second coat of the colour. Now on all my furniture, I always do a minimum of 2 coats. Sometimes 3, sometimes more, depends on the unit. However, it is always a minimum of 2 for extra protection. This would have to be the best part of any furniture flip. It's actually reassembling the unit and putting it back together. Just seeing the colour come to life and knowing that you've chosen everything correctly so far, it's the best feeling. I've grabbed the Wagner spray gun again and I've got in it the Bondall Monocel Water-Based Clear Varnish in Satin. This is the first top coat I'm going to do on the unit. It's going to be one of 2. I always do at least 2 for extra protection. After looking at the finished product with it all being painted, I decided that it was too flat when it was close to the ground. So I wanted to raise it up a little bit. So I've cut a piece of wood for either side of the unit, which I'm securing with pocket holes, which I did using my Craig jig, mind you, and that's going to add as an extra base so that I can screw some new legs onto the unit. That will give it the height that it needs to hopefully finish this piece off. Now I usually make my bases, but these legs in particular I just purchased from Bunnings, and all they do is screw into the templates that I purchased. Now it's time to add the final touches to this unit, and that is the hardware. I've grabbed my hole punch jig and I've used the hardware and measured it out correctly so that this hole punch jig can just be moved to each drawer and replicated exactly the same. I'm adding extra long gold bars to this unit as I think that will tie in well with the raw look legs that we've gone with. Now that we've all finished, do you remember what the unit looked like beforehand? The paint all over it, the stains, the scratches, the dints. It really was an old piece. It was actually a craft unit used by someone that they just used it to fill up with craft pieces and paints and stuff. But now, have a look at her. Isn't she glorious? The sage green is beautiful. The handles are perfect, and I could not be more happy with the legs and how it's elevated the unit. It's just the way I want it. Thank you so much for watching my video, guys. And if you haven't, please subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Bye.